of self-determination, any inkling of a life of normalcy for the human being for 400 years. 400 years of systematic dehumanization. Now, I want you to think about that. You know, when we study psychology, well, there's whole pieces written on the effect of losing a primary care provider on a child and how it devastates the child, and the child can never develop appropriately. Imagine the psychological effect of being born property. Those who are diligent can have no parents, no father, no mother, go through all the trials of childhood and turn out decent. Those who are not sometimes turn out completely dysfunctional, having trust issues, having security issues, having self-esteem issues, having self-efficacy issues. Now, think about the slave who is a man and he wants to take care of his family, and the slave master can just come and take his wife or his daughter whenever he feels like it. And if you protest, he'll just beat you. And it's legal to even kill you because you're his property. My question for you to ponder is, why are people trying to tell you to forget that? Why are people trying to tell you, oh, it's time for you to get over that? Is it wise for any collection of individuals to ignore and not remember an institution of systematic dehumanization? But in the midst of all of that, God brought you to Islam. Now, of course, we can't cover this in 30 minutes. We'll pick it up. Although we didn't make no official announcement and put out any flyers, we'll talk about this Sunday, inshallah. I plan to come and do ta'aleem. Unless the children's program. The children's program this weekend? Is the school program this weekend? No. Okay, so inshallah, I'll do ta'aleem this Sunday. And we'll pick up the discussion. It's at 1:30. I'm going to be giving a special lecture on Islam and African American History Month. Well, it's not on Facebook. Your face and I'm the book. And those of you who are here, we invite you out. You didn't have time to promote it. Well, you're here, mashallah. This is all the promotion we need. Because it's not crowds that we're looking for. We're looking for people who want to appreciate the miracle that you're looking at right now. Just look at yourself. You are a miracle. You are evidence of God's promise to redeem the human being after he allows them to go through such suffering. You are living proof of فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. that with every difficulty comes relief. Well, it's arrogant. No, it's not arrogant to reflect on the mercy of God in your life. The reason you call it arrogant is because you either have a misunderstanding or you actually think that it's not special, that it's not unique, that it's not a miracle. Now, I don't know, so people who, if you didn't come through that experience, I don't know whatever it is in your experience is a miracle too. Allah does miracles all over the place. Whatever it is in your history is a miracle too. It does more to testify to the greatness of God if in your history there's a miracle and in my history there's a miracle. But this month just gives us an opportunity to reflect on the miracle that Allah did in our life and our experience here in the United States of America. That doesn't negate the great miracle that God may have done with you if you're not from, if you didn't have those experiences. The miracle starts with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A man if you went back and asked all of the great historians of that time in the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire, would a man be born in Arabia that would change the trajectory of human history? They'd have said, no. Nothing will ever come from them. But what people who say that don't understand is that Khalifa, remember how we started this? وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. I am about to make in the Khalifa, the earth a Khalifa. Khalifa is not a political title. Khalifa is not a government. I know that they will call those who came after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam his successor, because that's Khalifa means to follow, it means to succeed. So I understand where these titles originated from. They were succeeding Muhammad in the responsibility of leadership of the Muslim, of the nascent of this new Muslim ummah. But you don't see Allah use it how man has used it to be a dominating force, to try to dictate things. No, Khalifa is an inherent property of every human being born on the face of the earth. By virtue of the fact that you are a child of Adam. And whoever qualifies to serve in that responsibility, Allah will give them that responsibility. Because it is a collective responsibility of human beings. And the only ones that want to claim it for themselves and themselves only want to use it more times than not for nefarious reasons. You and I came through the experience or not, but I'm particularly speaking about who came through that slavery. Your right to the inherent shared responsibility of the human being to be the vicegerent and caretaker of the earth was taken away from you, denied you. And you even, remember we just talked about Adam, John, and Jesus. They tried to reduce you so far that you would never recognize that even Adam in you, let alone evolve to John and Jesus. Then Allah sent you Islam, but it came in an ugly package. It did. Allah allowed it to come that way. And at the essence of that message was get to know yourself. Get to know your true self. And what is the true self? A righteous Muslim. Allahu Akbar. You're a witness, those of you who came through that. That was the message to you. Get to know yourself. You've been denied knowledge of yourself. What is yourself? A righteous Muslim. That comes right out the hadith of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Theology had issues. But that saying, the Prophet said every child is born ala fitrah. Is born upon fitrah. Then the environment changes him. So look at that. There was an experiment to dehumanize you. There was an experiment to dehumanize you so much that you wouldn't recognize God. And the urge to know God was so strong in you that even 500 years of institutionalized oppression could not remove that urge from you. And when you finally got the opportunity to express that urge in you, you expressed it. And you got reconnected to something that 500 years were spent to take you away from it. Now, you think you spend 500 years on something, you're going to get the job, don't you? You think you spend 500 years on something, you get the job done? Oh, but you know what? Their disposition, you know what Allah's response to their disposition? Inni a'lamu ma la ta'lamu. I know what you don't know. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ أَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. Then he taught Adam the names of all things. And the way Islam came to us, it was no great teacher from outside that came and taught us. It was no great agency. Nobody rode in on horses with guns and said, free our Muslim brothers. No one petitioned and said 30% of those are Muslim. You can't treat them like that. You can't put them in slavery. That's partly because Muslims helped in the process of selling them into slavery. Sometimes that makes people uncomfortable. It's historical fact. It's historical fact. To whatever role they played. So, brothers and sisters, you sitting in a mosque in 2018, United States of America, in a mosque built on West African architecture that they tried to take from you 1,400 years ago. You sitting here with descendants of those ex-slaves reading the Quran in its revealed language. If you don't see the miracle of God in that, your eyes are shut. And you're intentionally not seeing it. You know, sometimes when we recite Arabic, we recite it with an English accent. I guarantee you, 500 years ago, it was clearer. But even when you make mistakes in your recitation, the fact that you're trying to praise God in the revealed language of the Quran, Allah will reward you